What's up? It's Bert from Bert Lee Speaks. Everything in life, there are fundamentals and basics to them. Like, for example, a successful business has a very structured and successful business plan. It's because they stuck with their fundamentals. They understand the basics to make their business successful. Another way to look at this too is a sturdy table. We understand the fundamentals that having a four-legged table is sturdy unless you are this three-legged table. And a successful curriculum or program works because it has structures to them for people to follow instructions step by step. So because those are so successful, we understand that it has its own basics and fundamentals. But then when it comes to us, what are our core fundamentals and basics that we can understand so that we can be as successful as a business plan or as sturdy as a four-legged table? You guessed it, it's our DNA in cells in here. That's it in the video. No, I'm kidding. It is not that simple. I mean, it is kind of simple, but because not a lot of people think about it, it's not as simple as we think that it might be. The core fundamentals and our basics, it's our values. Our values are our deepest fundamentals and basics. They affect our decisions. They help us choose a path, and they also affect our choices, the things that we want to do and the way we act. Haven't you ever wondered why you act or do things a certain way? Because I most certainly and always, sometimes, definitely, maybe always think about why I act and do things a certain way. I know I've made dumb decisions and I've made good decisions. So sometimes I think about why I do those decisions. And it's because it comes down to what I believe in my core values and beliefs, which is why we also choose the kinds of friendships that we want within our life, the kind of energy that we want within our life so that we can be our best selves. It determines the type of things that we want to get involved in. Like, for example, if you're a dancer, maybe you want to get into more of the dancing scene by taking dance classes. And if you're a musician, you want to be around clubs or organizations that focuses on your artistry so that you can produce your best work. It also helps us set our own standards and expectations. That's why when we get into relationships, we are always skeptical of the other person because we don't know what they believe in. We don't know if they are aligned with us spiritually, mentally, and physically, and if our beliefs and values are the same. Our values also help us determine what we want to believe in, like our traditions or our cultures. All of this comes down to our values. When talking about values, it can be a lot of things and it can be confusing, like this list. Yeah, a lot of things can be values, which is why it's important to keep track of your own values, what you actually believe in and align with. Because everybody, of course, values love, communication, and companionship, but it's different for everybody else. My sophomore year in college, I was this close of dropping out of school because of so many things going on in my life. Being financial wise, being a full-time student and a full-time worker, taking care of my family and paying bills, I was stressed. And I also didn't know what I wanted to really major in. That was probably the hardest question of all. What did I want to major in? I was this close to dropping out. But then I took a step back and spent about almost an hour and a couple weeks just writing down on a piece of paper my values. Because of that moment, it helped me determine if I wanted to drop out of college or keep going and raise my hand, ask for help if I needed it. It helped me make my decision a lot easier by having conversations with my advisor, friends, and family. I decided to stay and graduated with a 4-year bachelor's degree, bachelor's of science, BFA, bachelor's of fine arts. Holy shit, I forgot. It's It's been way too long. Anyways, I got my degree and here it is. So that decision actually didn't come easy. It's because I took time to really understand my values and how that's going to affect my choices, which is going to affect my decision. Our values will help determine our personality, our traits, and our characteristics. It helps us set our goals for the week, for the years. It also shows what kind of goals you want to achieve and the things that you actually want done. This one is important because our values determine our choices. It helps us make the right or wrong choices in order to make the right or wrong decisions. Our values will help us determine what success looks like for us in our own eyes. It's just like a video game where you're playing this character and you have unlocked that character's skills, like all of them, and now you are a boss, leveling all of these creatures and monsters. Instead, you are that character in real life. You are unlocking all of your skills, and that goes to your values, because your values will definitely help you unlock certain things that you didn't know about yourself. I mean, how cool is that? I'm probably level 80 right now. No, it's too high. Maybe level 50. Yeah. One more that I have to mention, our values help determine how we want to love. How do we see love and how do we interpret love? Love is actually an interesting part and aspect when it comes to our values and what we believe in. It's because when we see another person and we're on a date, we are actually setting our own expectations, seeing if they believe in the same things that we believe in, and seeing if our values align to make sure that we are compatible with each other. Here's something interesting to think about. You may not be interested in all of the things that your partner is into, but because you love them, you want to show your support and you want to be there for them. You may not also like how your partner do things a certain way and it gets on your nerve, but no matter how much it gets on your nerves, you still love them. So how do we put up with this? How do we stay with someone who gets on our nerves and we don't like the way they do things, or we're not always interested in the things that are into? How do we stay in a relationship? It all comes down to what you two believe in. If your values align, then that's all that matters at the end of the day. So I encourage you to really take time aside and write down your values. It's gonna take 5 to 10 minutes. It's gonna take months, maybe weeks, days, who knows? But it really will help you make easier choices and easier decisions. It's gonna make you feel 10 times more confident. It's gonna make you such a powerful person and character in a video game, and you're gonna be leveling up so much that people are gonna be like, dang. Whenever you feel lost, you can always go back to that list of values and see if the decision and choice you're gonna make is going to align with whatever you wrote down. In this video, all I did was just rant on about how important values are, just slamming that in your brain and telling you how important it is. But I didn't really go in depth on how to actually determine your values and how to choose them. So stay tuned for my next video where I'm gonna do a walkthrough on how I define my values and how it can be applied to your everyday life in your decisions.